It's like a theme that carries on throughout the thing. Because I also think it's important to show people that we do the work as well. Like, we don't just sit here and talk about a book. Like, that book's finished.
Yeah.
And I finished another book. And now, you know what I mean? And it's like, I think sharing that with people and having the audience participate in that as well, even though silently, but they can participate and feel more a part of something. Well, not necessarily a book. It might be something that we touch on. It might be, this is the focus of the month. It might be something that we can carry on from episode to episode.
Yeah.
I was thinking of doing something like that.
Yeah, absolutely we should.
Yeah, I think that'll be pretty cool. How did I start talking about that?
We're talking about what can we give people.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
what can we give people away, like from this topic and what we're talking about? Like, how can they start? Because it's, you know, as I said, we live in a good country. We've got a lot of really good positive things. I mentioned before that you could definitely start with gratitude and start looking at things like that. What else do you reckon we can help people with in this instance if they're in their life right now and maybe bouncing in the same spot, or maybe they've had a bad day today? And the other thing I heard too, if you can think yourself into a bad mood, you can also think yourself into a good mood. All right. So there's tools at your disposal, man. Like even the internet, gee. Like, fuck. You're telling me 30 years ago when our parents were working in their day-to-day jobs, they could have just picked up Audible and just download a book and go, cool, I'm just going to listen to this, getting in the right mood, or listen to this podcast and get in the right mood. No, they couldn't. You've got so many tools at your disposal. And if you're in a bad space too, I heard this morning because I was listening to a podcast. If you're in a bad space, mentally, let's say, you know what the best thing you could possibly do right now? Just go for a walk. Just go for a walk. Just start with a little step. Start exercising, because your physical health will benefit your mental health. And it takes your mind off the problem that you're experiencing. And then eventually you're going to build and build and build on your physical health, which will then benefit your mental health too.
Yeah, there's a good thing about if you're sad, sadness is a stuck state. Yeah. When you're sad, it's very hard to get out of it, because when you're sad, you're down.
Yeah.
But then if you can get angry about being sad, then anger is actually a state you can take action with.
Yeah.
Because when you're angry, you'll do shit. You throw shit at the wall. You know what I mean? You will get up and take action. And then with that, so changing from sad to getting angry about being in that shitty place can sometimes allow you to then go take some action, go work out, go for a run. Like, have you ever gone for an angry run?
Not for a long time.
You know, or you go and you pump weights just because you do 100 push-ups.
Yeah.
It completely changes your
I did
state.
100 push-ups before this episode, just because I was too pumped to do this.
That should be a thing. We'll make everyone do push-ups. All right, well, I'm going to start the episode. 20 push-ups.
Let's go.
Come on.
I did that, a few months, late last year. I was shitty about something, and it was late. Like, it was 7 o'clock at night. And I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to go to the gym.
Yeah, and you just...
And do you know what the
you're
funny thing was?
exerting it.
I lifted more weight than I had. I did personal best that night as well. And it didn't feel like it was difficult. Could have kept going.
No, because there's a different source of energy.
Yeah. And I was like, I felt so much better after it. Got home that night, had a shower, went to bed. And I was all right. And then got up the next morning, hit the battles again, and moved on from there.
Yeah, I think sometimes you just need a reset. Like, sometimes you just need to,
You're human.
life's a whirlwind, dude. Like, fuck, this first 4 months has been ridiculously, like, just so much stuff happening.
So much.
And then as soon as one thing isn't going the way you want, all of a sudden it's like, oh, fuck this, fuck that, and it's like you get shitty, and then you stop and you just got to realize you need something in your life that allows you to stop. I think that's really important. And I think that's one of the biggest benefits of gratitude as well. It forces you to stop and look at now.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I think sometimes, like, dude, that event on the weekend, nothing groundbreaking.
Yeah.
But the stop for 2 days was sick.
And also the connection with the other people in the room. The fact that you can sit down with them too and have those conversations.
Dude.
I was speaking to Scott. He called me up, actually. Well, he answered your phone when I called you. It was
Yeah,
Robbie's
it's
birthday
right
the other
next to
day,
me.
guys, as well. So make sure you send him some birthday love and subscribe to this channel.
Yeah, as a birthday gift.
As a birthday gift. So I called him and Scotty answered. And we'll get Scott on the podcast because he's got a great story. But he was chatting. He goes, listen, man. He goes, I've been MIA for a little while. He just had some shit going down. He probably told you about it, but he goes, I've just had a whole bunch of shit going down. He goes, but when we catch up, I'll tell you all about it, and we'll get stuck into it. I said, yeah, sure, man. I go, cool. I'm here. I know you've been busy. I know you feel flat out. Scott's a builder as well, just like me. So we've got a lot that we can relate to in that space, but he's doing in a different sector. And I said, yeah, mate, no worries. Like, let's catch up when you're back. But even for him, he goes, I'm glad I came down because it's enabled me to have that conversation with people, have that reset, let my mind go for a second, and then get back into it when I get back home.
Dude, it is the greatest thing, I reckon.
Yeah.
Even the people in the room. I was actually on the second day we were having breakfast, and they're pretty high level people in that room, right? And I was sitting down at a table with a couple of people. I'll probably listen to this.
Of course,
they were having a conversation that had me feeling out of my depth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was beyond me. Like I was
really?
like,
I'm quite surprised about that.
Yeah, no. It was like a very high level business conversation with things that I haven't had much to do with. And I'm like these are, and they're not much older than me. Yeah. They're not like, Josh is my age.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why, shout out to Josh. What I like about Josh is he makes me feel like I'm shit.
Yeah.
Because he's my age and he's achieved so much more. And I'm like, you're not going hard enough, And I was sitting there and I was like, and then I started to feel sorry for myself.
Yeah.
I swear to God, but caught myself pretty quickly.
Good.
And the reframe was, you don't want to be the smartest person in this room, dude.
Yeah.
Like, this is a benefit. Like, listen to the conversation, take it in. Because if they're talking about something below you, what are you doing? Like, are you feeding your ego to say, yeah, I'm smarter than everyone here? Yeah. No, you want to surround yourself with people who know more than you.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And that's the best way to put it. You're feeding your own ego.
If you're the best in the room, you don't want to never be the smartest person.
I always want to employ people that are better than me. Always.
Yeah.
I'd love to employ people that are so much smarter than me. Makes my job so much easier.
But they should be, dude.
Yeah.
If they specialize in that one thing.
Yeah.
Like if they come in and they're just marketers or they're just sales managers, are you so arrogant that you think you can put 30% of something into your life and think, like, I'm going to do this at 30%, you're going to do it at 100, but I'm going to beat you.
Yeah.
Like, come on. If one person is dedicated to one thing directly, how can you be so arrogant or ignorant to think that you're going to beat that person at that thing?
Yeah. Okay, then let's do it another place as well. Business versus business. Yeah. All right, so two businesses. Say you're both builders.
Yep.
And you go, you know what? I'm going to employ people who are less skilled than me, and I'm going to go up against that company who have got people that are higher skilled than that director. Like, which team do you think is going to win?
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. Yet you're there hiring people who are under you.
Trying to reduce your costs.
Yeah, because you don't want to instead of spending 80 grand on a contract administrator, you're going to spend 50 and just get that entry level person that you don't have to pay too much. They can just do some paperwork in the office and, whereas I'm going to go out there and spend a fair bit more. I go, no, I'm going to get this guy. He's a gun. He's going to come in, leadership skills. He's going to take over the whole project. Don't need to talk to anyone and take it from there.
It's chalk and cheese.
It is. And you look at that from a perspective of just team versus team. Think of it as a sport. You got one team that's full of youngsters. You got one team that's experienced 30-year-olds that have gone through the trenches, had the losses, and are now at a premiership window. You're like, no, I'm going to get lots of youngsters because that's what I'm about. And you're going to try win the premiership like that. You're not going to win. You've already lost the game because you're thinking too small.
But you know what? We get to go either way.
Yeah.
Like you get the opportunity to play.
That's right.
It's sick.
So good.
Gratitude.
That's where I would start. If you're thinking, what do I need to do? How do I play a bigger game? Start there.
Dude, I read this thing yesterday, and it's from a Jim Rohn page, and it says, do you know who Jim Rohn is? Yeah. No amount of regret. If you don't know who Jim Rohn is, Jim Rohn's Tony Robbins' mentor. So he taught Tony Robbins a lot of stuff. And it says, no amount of regret changes the past. No amount of anxiety changes the future. But any amount of gratitude changes the present.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fucking sick, dude. I'm thankful for that China trip.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, it just allowed me to stop and just say, two things. One, notice how good this is. And then backed onto the weekend, allow me to just stop and realize, like, this is freaking cool.
Were you inspired when you were?
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. Or if you want to watch the full episode, you can click over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.